Here. So this is the Audit Finance Committee meeting. And present we have our treasurer, Vicky Demora, board member Sean McCall, and myself, Sharice Vickers, the executive director. The meeting has been duly noticed, and we are here today to review the 2024 audit. So we're just going to discuss it, and then after this, we can recommend your treasurer's report that we reviewed it as a committee, and if you have comments, you could say them then, and if it's just you're recommending as a committee, because the two of you are going to vote to recommend to the full board approval of the board and for audit. So we can discuss it now if you ladies had any questions about anything. I'm trying to see where the specific comments were that maybe might have had. Okay. I think let's see in this one. So you know, they didn't find anything that was fraudulent, or you know, and they also talk about like how they measure those different levels of how to say it? Yes. And they would always say that they never found anything on ours. I think this is the page that I was thinking of. Yeah, like we have not identified any deficiencies in internal controls that we consider to be a material weakness, but they have for our consideration on the following page made some observations. So it does say here they're giving some recommendations on strengthening internal controls to improve the financial reporting process. So they do say a review and validation process, implement a robust review process for financial statements and key accounting schedules prior to submission for the audit. These are more so like for Adriana. 2, staff training, provide targeted training for accounting staff, including guidance on specific accounting treatments, regulatory requirements, and new and upcoming standards. And then 3, maintain open and proactive communication with auditors throughout the year to clarify expectations, address complex transactions, and ensure alignment with accounting treatments. So, you know, there might have been an item or two where, like, had she spoken to them ahead of time, they would have understood that, and it would have made the process a little bit quicker. I think they had spent a little bit more time than they wanted to adjusting things, and they were like, talk to us beforehand, so when we come here, it's quicker. And then there were some QuickBooks. We use QuickBooks. There were some QuickBooks QuickBook entries that were like super old, like before I was here, and it never came up before, and then they flagged it this time, and they were like, these things need to be cleaned and fixed up. And so that's why they talk about staff training. She doesn't know how to clean those up, and so they have either consultants or their own staff members, I think, that we could pay, and they can teach her like in one day, and she can learn how to clean it up. That's basically what that comment is referring to.
I would think that we should send her for that training if she's going to be handling QuickBooks to how to get the entries in and also try to clean it up according to the auditors.
Yeah, I told her, yeah, we need to get a quote, obviously, to find out how much it is, but I think it's even something like over the phone, like a Zoom thing. And,
almost like a webinar or something.
Yeah, and they do it together. But that way, yeah, most definitely handle it now so that it's not coming for next year. But that was the main thing. I'm trying to see what other there is. You know, the comments, everything, you know, they tell you like how their metric is, and then at the end they give you like a 1 sentence on it. what they think. You know, qualitative aspects of accounting practices. We noted no transactions entered by the entity during the year for which there was a lack of authoritative guidance or consent. A lot of things like that. No matters have come to our attention that would require us to inform you about the methods used for accounting for significant unusual transactions. So pretty much that was it. They always give us 3 reports. Report to those charged with governance.
Yeah, I looked over this one.
This one doesn't have anything. What is this? This is the financial statement.
Yeah. In the management.
Yeah, and then that's the
The independent audit report.
Yeah.
like what
And
we,
then that independent is on the hundred too.
and
It's
then
basically going over, everything is in there.
in our opinion, the accompanying financial statements referred in all material aspects in the financial position of the agency as of December 31st, 2024, and all changes in financial positions and cash flows thereof. Ended in accordance with accounting principles generally accepted by the. So, or also, we believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to prove basis for our audit for opinion. So, yeah. So, usually if we get, a letter, which I'm sure you've heard of in the past, which is like, you're not doing this, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. And usually if we need to like huddle to, write a response back,
Right.
we would kind of do that here, but I don't have anything, to respond back for this. And then for this either, opinion. Yeah. In our opinion, the schedule is in accordance with principles. Yeah.
Good on
Well, it's not a lot of transactions that, probably come.
Right, 1,002.
So there's not a lot of places to hide.
There.
Yeah, there's,
You'd be surprised, something so little like this, people have a lot of. Right.
well, I think for us, fortunately, unfortunately, we don't have a credit card. We're not allowed to have a credit card. So there's not a way to hide stuff.
Right.
And ideally, I wish we had a debit card. Ideally, because all the little things that we do in the office, we front the money for. We can reimburse and it sucks.
Is there a way that we can get?
So Bob said that we could have a debit card, but then when I go to the bank, they want my information. And I'm like, no, it's not me. I need you to put it in the name of the agency. And then that,
Cause that's an issue.
it just bothered me because I was like, okay, like, it just became complicated. And I'm like, I'll save this for another day. And then another day never came. But I will say that, now that a lot of vendors accept like ACH, which you see like the digital papers, that helps, because then otherwise, how would I do that? Oh, like they would send me an invoice. But imagine if they don't accept an invoice, they don't accept ACH, and it's $400 for 2 public hearings, and I front that.
You shouldn't have. Yeah, you shouldn't have.
So like for the Zoom, like for Zoom and Adobe, like that's fine. For the mailing, that's fine. But it's
Is
just
there a way for like the Zoom and Adobe can we, they can't do like a purchase order for the year or invoice itself?
and it's not large enough. Like if you were purchasing like 10 licenses, then yeah, but when you're just purchasing for one, they're like, you're not big enough to do that. So
There.
Adobe. Yeah.
I'm like, who said that you're not big enough?
Adobe said that.
You can do a, put the routing number and the.
Yeah, sometimes you do something and you just keep doing it, and then 2 years later you check out and you're like, oh, now you accept a firm. I'm like, I didn't know.
And
So you're like, oh, and so maybe it is. I have to go back and check. Yeah, so this was pretty much it. Yeah. So if you're all okay with that, do you all vote to recommend to the board approval of the 2025 audit?
Yes.
Yes, okay, so we have 2 yeses,
And on to the board.
and that basically concludes our meeting for today.
All right. You didn't say that yet.
Stop. Stop, stop.